Namaskar, Shubha Sandha. 4 years back in 2016, I was planning for giving it a bit of maneuver. I was planning to go abroad and start teaching English at different schools. But at the very beginning of this particular life, let me uh, be very clear about this. This video is about teaching English abroad in schools and not in colleges. So please be sure to understand that this is about school teaching and not about college teaching. Now, 4 years back, as I have already told you, that 4 years back in 2016, I started to think about starting my career in teaching, and that too teaching abroad. So I started to Google about this particular opportunity. Then, after a lot of effort, maybe like 2 or 3 months after, probably 2 months after the initial start, I got an offer from Bologna province of Italy. Now, Bologna is a province in Italy, and those people who are my friends, my students who are well versed with football and football clubs. Bologna has a football club as well. So I got an offer from the UK school. The name of the school was the UK school. You can Google that school. So I got that offer from the UK school, and they were giving me pretty much handy package. Now, before ending this story, I've just started the story. I'll continue the story in the later half of this particular live. Now, let us talk about the teaching opportunities in other countries. Those who have already tried to go abroad and start teaching in different schools, they are probably aware of the fact that China is one of the biggest markets for teachers like us, the ESL teachers, English as second language teachers. It's the biggest market. After that, the Gulf countries are there, like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, maybe Kuwait. These are the countries which are pretty much lucrative for teachers like us. Now, for China, the case is very difficult to handle. I have a few mails which I'm going to read for you, because otherwise I can show it to you, because you won't be able to see this because it will reflect on the screen. I'll read it out for you, and then you can understand that basically what happens is, in China, everything starts from the passport. If you are not from countries like Ireland, UK, or maybe US, Canada, or European countries, in fact, you are not really getting it easy, for sure. So I'll start reading out. These are the excerpts of those mails which I sent HR recruiters or the headhunters 4 years back, and I got their mails, their replies as well. Some of them replied, some of them didn't. Most of them didn't. So here I'm reading it out. Dear Arko Prabhu, firstly, thanks for sending us your CV. Due to the current strict working visa policy adopted by the government here in Hangzhou, it's a province in China, I am sorry to inform you that we cannot process your application based on your current nationality status. I'm an Indian. That's my crime, probably. Okay, so however, dual nationality is considered by the government if your nationalities is one or more of the following: USA, UK, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa. Do you currently have dual nationality? Best regards, Young. Young is the HR visa specialist and all. Now I'm going to read another mail. This particular person, I don't know whether the names are so confusing. I don't know whether it's a male or a female, but he or she was courteous enough to appreciate my effort. Hi Orko Prabhu, thanks for your cooperation, and I have already checked your resume. In my last video, I made the difference clear regarding what's a resume and what's a CV. Personally speaking, I think you are really great and talented. Well, as you know, it's up to the schools to make the final decision, and our schools prefer native speakers. I'll come to this later on. What's native speaker and what is the non-native speaker thing? I do not want to waste your time going through the whole Skype chatting process and get no job. He or she is benevolent enough. Thanks for contacting me, and I truly hope you will find your ideal job soon. Best regards, Makey. I don't know whether it's a it's a male or female, but gentlemanly enough. A third mail, which I'm going to read for you, then I'll move to the later part of this particular live. You have a great profile. Get your CELTA certificate, which I have in my kitty now, and go for job hunting in Southeast Asia or Latin American countries. Unfortunately, getting a job online, even after having a damn good profile as yours, is hard for Indians. I suggest that you go to Thailand, Indonesia, or Vietnam. Don't expect to get it online. Now, these are the excerpts of those mails. Quite discouraging enough. Now, for China, the market is very saturated. They prefer native speakers. They are not really tolerant towards the non-native speakers. Now, native speakers are those who are from the countries where English is spoken primarily. It's their mother tongue, L1. And non-native speakers are like us. Our mother tongue is different. For instance, Bangla Amar, Matribhasha. For some of you, it's Punjab. Maybe it's Telugu. It's Tamil. So basically, we are non-native speakers. For non-native speakers, the market is very saturated, and it's a situation which is very much like cutthroat competition, what we call. Now, apart from China, there are other markets as well. If you go to Colombia, Latin America, you're talking about. If you go to Colombia, there you can get a salary starting from like $600 to $700 per month. So that's how low the salaries are initially. If you go to China, if you're lucky enough, you can start with say $1,000, maybe $1,200 from the very beginning, which is why most people aim for China and UAE. These countries pay the highest amount of money for your toil. Now, what about the other countries, the Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam, which have been mentioned here in these mails? In countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, these are pretty good. In fact, Vietnam pays one of the highest salary packages from Southeast Asian countries. But the fact is, in Vietnam, it's really hard to get a job. If you are a fresher, it's very hard. It gets very hard. On the other hand, in countries like Thailand, Cambodia, you can start from a salary package like $700 to $800 per month. Now, some pay on the basis of hour as well. So you can expect anywhere between $13 to $25 or $30 per hour. That's the starting. Now, with any profession, it's the same with teaching abroad. The more experienced you get, the better packages you'll have for yourself. So, moving on, the job market, it's almost done and dusted in this particular live part. Now, I've discussed the salary part as well. In fact, by the way, let me tell you about another prospect in this particular situation. Canada, in fact, pays really, really high for English teachers. But the problem with COVID-19 situation is their market is closed for now. They'll be reopening after June or July. They'll be reopening the market, the whole market thing, from June or July, where you can get $1,500 to $2,000 per month, which is pretty high for candidates who are freshers. But I would not recommend freshers to go there. Start your journey, start your career with countries like Thailand, Cambodia, and stuff like that. So start your journey. Later on, you can move on to other countries. Now, my next segment is let us talk about the first part of the live video, where I was telling about how I got a job offer from Italy, the Bologna province of Italy. Well, I got the job, I got the offer letter, and later, just few days after getting my offer letter, I got to know that it was a scam. It was fake, and I was devastated, really devastated. And I got to know it from some of the original employees of that particular school. That is, the school is real. There is actually one school, the UK school, but the recruiters were fraud. They were fake. They were offering fake jobs to the Asian people. So now, the last part of this particular video, that how to get onto the platform from which you can actually chase your dreams of getting a job abroad, teaching English teaching job abroad. Now I'm going to tell you a few points. These are few suggestions. AIESEC, together, AIESEC. Google it. It's basically a non-government, not-for-profit organization which does amazing job. It arranges internship programs for volunteers, teaching volunteers, so that you can get a tourist visa first. You should get a tourist visa first, then go to that country, work there. Maybe you won't get much as your internship stipend, but you can actually show them your metal, so that they can sponsor your work visa. So go there with tourist visa, work there for 1 or 2 months. If you are good enough for them, they will sponsor your work visa. They will start the entire process. That's the thing. That's the idea behind the whole life of today. So don't expect this to be a cakewalk. In fact, getting a job in India is not a cakewalk. Forget about getting a job abroad. So be very, very careful about that. And keep your eyes open. There are hundreds of people, thousands of people waiting for you to fall in the trap. So don't make this mistake which I made 4 years back. I got lucky. I just rectified the entire thing within a few days, in fact, 7 to 10 days. So I got lucky, I got saved. But all the best for you, all of you. Now, I've already mentioned about AIESEC, Google it again. On LinkedIn, you can get people who are attached to different organizations, headhunters, we call it. I call it headhunters. There are HR recruiting managers. You can talk to them. You can send them messages. You can have a discussion with them regarding your career prospect and aspects and all. Now, before wrapping up, let us talk of a few points. Let us discuss a few points regarding the certifications you need to teach abroad. Now, doing a simple graduation in English or a master degree in English is not enough, I guess. You can Google it up. There are different certificates, like certification exams and diploma exams are there. Cambridge CELTA is there, one of the best in the world. I have that, and I have that certification, which is very challenging, and it can help you to grow. Other than that, there is Trinity TESOL. Trinity College London sponsors that, this certification thing. So basically what happens is Trinity TESOL has two different certificates. One is the certification course, Cert TESOL, CERT TESOL, and then DIP TESOL, Diploma in TESOL. So that's it, TESOL. So these are the certifications which you can do. These are expensive. You can Google it up again. The present prices, the present fees, I'm not really aware of. So before wrapping up, let me thank a person who helped me a lot regarding these information. He has been teaching abroad for the past 5-6 years now, and he is none other than one of my very informative friends, Robin Singh Shetty. I call him Rob. He has been teaching for the past 5-6 years in different countries. Right now he's stuck in India, but he'll soon start his venture. And I thank him for his wonderful help and the amount of help he has done. He has rendered to me for the past few days before this, but because I'm not really aware of persons or people who have been doing a lot on teaching abroad videos. So probably I'm the one of the few people who are discussing this live on Facebook. So thank you for being there. Let me end this video on this note that please stay safe, stay home. Together we can. Thank you.